Here is your sign. You have 75 days left in this decade. You're fat, you're uneducated, you'll never get that job. You might as well not go on the flight, seatbelt would never fit you. Have we insulted ourselves enough today? It's a fact, we're probably sitting there very uncomfortable right now. The truth is you do this to yourselves every day. Every day when you put yourself down, every day when you decide that you're just not good enough, and every day when you decide to find comfort by living in the shadows. Sorry. I have a saying that it's a known saying, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. That includes saying that to yourself when you look in the mirror. I might sound harsh coming out here and saying this, I'm really a friendly person, I'm not really this bold. But it is just a fact that we're actually doing damage by ourselves. We are living in the shadows and holding ourselves back through fear. What's the definition of a shadow? Well, the Oxford Dictionary describes it: a dark area, a body coming between rays of light, sadness and gloom, overshadows. Does that sound like a place you really want to be? No? Okay. I'm nervous for you guys because my mouth's gone dry and I've left my water. Is there water somewhere? So it's not the place that we want to be. Outside of the shadows is where the magic happens. And each one of us, we really deserve to live outside of the shadows. Thank you. Why? What makes us so special? Why do we deserve this amazing life? Well, let's have a look at the odds. Sorry, I've gone ahead. What are the odds? Now I'm going to talk to you not about the odds of you being in this room today, which in itself is pretty amazing, that everyone's made the effort, you've all met Layla. Layla's done a fantastic job. Running events is really not easy at all. So you're here today, but more than that, you were born. So what were the odds of you being born? Well, scientists would say the odds of you defying cavemen, war, all these kind of things that you have done, your genetics, the fact that your mom and dad met, however that happened, their parents met, generations, etc. The reason you were born today, or the odds of you being born today, are over 400 trillion to 1. Give yourselves a round of applause. You are so special. 400 trillion to 1. You're amazing. Yet you choose to perhaps live in the shadows and not allow yourself to grow to your full potential. Why? Well, there's a few reasons. I've put them in circles here, and as you see, the biggest reason is you. Another factor is them. And when I say them, it's what people say about you. But really, that refers back to you, because I'm here to tell you today, what people say about you is none of your business. It's nothing got to do with you. It's what they choose to say. It's what they choose to think, and it's their issue. It's not yours. And another factor, yes, real life. We have real life. Every one of us has real life. There's a guy going on the internet with no arms and legs. He's swimming. He has real life problems. There's so many reasons real life gets in the way. But the biggest thing is you. And let's see why. Our brains are amazing. Our brains are too efficient, really. Our brains are designed to keep us safe. They're designed to help with survival. When we go back to the caveman days, we can see that our brains for living nowadays, has been wired to fail. What do I mean by that? Years ago, people had to hunt for food. They had to gather as much food as they could. They had to seek warmth and shelter. It's cosy. It's the place of survival. They had to go for as much food as they possibly could, and all of these things to survive. What do we have to do now? We have to go to Costa, grab a cup. Okay? We're not running 3 miles to catch a rabbit to eat. I mean, you guys, the PTs will know the energy that would take 3 miles plus half a rabbit. It probably works out fine. We're not doing that. Our brains are wired to fail, and that's what's keeping us in the shadows. Now, we're here talking about weight loss and things like that, or fitness and everything else today, but this applies to everything. It's much easier to sit there and think, I should have started that course in September. But the kids were going back to school. But it wasn't the right time. I'll do it next time. It's so much easier to think, I should go out for a walk. But then you look out the window and you think, looks like it might rain. It's the middle of summer. Well, Irish summer, okay, it might. But you're thinking, looks like rain. Maybe I'll watch the telly. Maybe I'll scroll through Facebook. Maybe I'll do some other things. Your brain is keeping you comfortable. It's keeping you safe, protected, and in a nice, cozy place. But what is it actually doing? It's actually locking us away from doing and reaching our full potential. I will do this when I lose weight, when the kids get older. I would do it if I was younger. I would do it if I had more talent, if I was smarter, if I had more time. If. What your brain is doing is allowing you to talk yourself out of coming out of the shadows. So what do you have to do? Well, you have to make what your brain sees as the extraordinary. You have to train your brain and tell your brain that is in fact the ordinary. It's okay to go for a walk and leave the nice comfort of the warm fire. It's okay to go and do a course and better educate yourself. It's okay to go for a job, further your career. All of these things are fine. They're great, in fact. But you need to teach your brain. And the funny thing with the brain is you can override it if you think quick enough. How many of you in the morning set the alarm clock and then press snooze? What would happen if you jumped out of bed the moment that alarm clock went off? You didn't think about it. Someone said for an hour, you snooze for an hour? But that's your brain. That is your brain. If you didn't think about it and didn't let your brain talk you back under them covers, you'd be up on your feet and you'd be in the bathroom brushing your teeth before you've even talked yourself out of it. Your day would begin. This morning to be here, I hate the word alarm clock, by the way, because there was no danger going on that I needed an alarm to wake me up. I just had to be scheduled to get up at a certain time. But when your alarm clock goes off, I mean, lads, I used to do it. I used to set my alarm clock for half an hour earlier than it had to go off so I could have a lay-in. I mean, what sense does that actually make? And then you press in snooze, no, forget that. Have your extra half an hour sleep, alarm goes off, up you get, on your feet, off you go. Train your brain that the extraordinary becomes the ordinary. So then we spoke about other people, the them. I've made up a few words here. So we have the haters, the shamers, the living in the shadows, the keeping you safers, and the wishing they could do us. These are people that are influencing you and telling you all the time, for whatever reason they have. Maybe they'd like to do it. Maybe they'd feel they're living in the shadows. Maybe they're genuinely trying to keep you safe. You need to not take notice. You need to believe and trust in yourself. Do you think a caterpillar worries whether you think it's going to be a butterfly or not? Other people's influences shouldn't really bother you. Dr. Zeus, very wise words. Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. It's very, very true. I remember coming out of my shadows, which I'll go on to in a minute. But I remember someone looking at me and saying, you're going to do that? Really? People even laughed at me. And the thing that kept me going was thinking, you might laugh at me now, but in a little while you're going to come and ask me how exactly I did it. At first they will ask you why you're doing it, and then they will ask how you did it. So what happened to me? 2016 for me was a big turning year. I'd spent the whole of my 30s having children. I'm a mother of 7. I had probably 5 of them during that period. It was nice, it was cosy, I was feeding them, we were cuddled on the couch. It was a really good time. But I lost my identity. I lost exactly who I was. And by 2016, all my kids were in school. And I decided, right, I need to find Sharon. I've forgotten who she is. I'd like to meet her again. So in 2016, I was the wrong side of 40, asthmatic, underactive thyroid, mother of 7 children, size 18 and running a business. I had no time, my high health wasn't great, I had children, I was busy, very busy. How many excuses up here could you relate to? But I decided to step out of my shadow in 2016 and see what would happen. This is what happened. In 2016, I ran my first triathlon. I also entered Miss Curves Island and became the first ever Miss Curves Island, competing with girls that were 18 up and size 12 up. I modelled over in London, in Dublin, everywhere, newspapers, everything. My local community got a bit fed up of seeing me, to be honest. That happened. I'm not putting that up there to show off to you. I'm putting that up there to say to you, look at this. I stepped out of my shadow. So what happens from that? Well, out of the shadows, you do find your magic. It happens. But that's not enough. I needed to find a tribe. So the next thing I did, I brought Ireland's Got Curves to Ireland, a curvy convention for women. We've had 4 shows to date, 23 catwalks, 37 models, 12 guest speakers, 46 pop-up shops, over 600 guests, and we have 10,000 followers on social media. I stepped out of the shadow, and then I found people that were out of the shadow already, and on top of that, we found a few that we could drag along ourselves. I have a weekly show on Wednesday, every Wednesday at 8 o'clock called On the Plus Side. It's a really good uplifting show. It's a Facebook show if you'd like to choose to watch. But that's lots of people that are out of the shadows talking. So have I convinced you enough to step out of the shadows? Or are you looking for a sign? Here is your sign. You have 75 days left in this decade. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to stay in the shadows? Are you going to get out of it? If you're looking for your weight loss journey, your health journey, start today by talking to some of these guys in the corner right now. Start today in doing something. If you're going back to education, getting a job, going for a promotion, do it today. You have 75 days left. Monday's a bank holiday. Sunday, you're off. That gives you no excuse. They're your planning and prepping days. By Tuesday morning, fireworks are going to happen. But we've already get into that 75 days. Are you with me? Have you something you're going to change in your life? Let me tell you, if you wait to be ready, you never will. Act today. And welcome to your journey out of the shadows. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Sharon. Hope you all enjoyed that and are feeling super empowered.